How do you deal with your kid?
I'm probably going to find out at some point.
If you want to come after me, and that's what I say to them. They're scumbags.
Oh, I know.
You scumbag. If you want to come after me publicly. But if you're going to hide and go do something behind somebody, which you do, now there are good people in the agency, but there are scumbags that work in our agencies, and I know them, and they're making money. They're $1 million people, and our companies are going to be exposed if it's the last thing I do. And you'll see the ties around the world to the $1 million intel people who've made money off the backs of young American kids who have died in wars while they make money, or their companies make money. And I'll give you example after example of that. In Russia, in Ukraine, around the world, in Libya. That's what's wrong. And until we understand that, it's not going to stop. And Donald Trump's people need to understand that. We're not playing tiddlywinks out in the schoolyard. We're playing with bad people.
I agree. Yeah, as I've said, I've seen it up close, so I know that you're telling the truth.
What they do to my family is outrageous.
So this happens, and in the final month of a campaign, with 3 weeks, with this challenger who doesn't live in your district, who all of a sudden has, I think I'm remembering this correctly, a lot of his money came from California.
All of it. And then we find out, Tucker, and I'll give it to you. We get a memo. My staff does some digging. What's going on? And we find a memo that was sent to my staff in September, a month before this, from the National Republican Congressional Committee to my campaign committee saying, hey, for some reason, your opponent just cut his TV buy for 1 week in October by $500,000. The week was the week they raided my daughter's house.
Because you wouldn't need it.
So they told the Democrats the week they were going to raid my daughter's house.
I believe it.
Because they didn't need the advertising that week.
But what's crazy, if you think about it, and by the way, I should say of Sestak, who I always thought was just such a reptile, but he had kind of like the perfect views. He was very liberal socially, but on foreign policy questions, he was just national security state.
He's a loser.
Perfect national security state views.
He's an embarrassment, and I'll say it publicly. He's an embarrassment.
Oh, I couldn't.
And what he did to my family, I'll never forget.
So, but that's the Bush Justice Department.
Absolutely.
That's the Bush FBI.
It's the and I wrote a letter to Mueller, which I'll give you a copy.
Mueller was FBI director then?
Yes, I wrote a personal memo to him on LinkedIn, right to his personal self. And I said, Mr. Mueller, I respect you personally for being a Marine, but you're a scumbag for what you did to my family.
So did you call over to the White House and say, like, what the hell is going on?
I called Karl Rove. He said, get a good lawyer. And I have no respect for Karl Rove.
Well, no one does.
And